My mom said, "No one wants to see your face at my retirement celebration," because I was a disappointment. So I answered, "Then let's stop pretending we're still a family." By 6 that evening, my mother would have called me 31 times, and the family that spent my whole life treating me like a stain on their good tablecloth would be in a rented ballroom trying to explain the empty chair with my name on it. But that's the end of the story. Let me take you back to the morning it started. I'm 36, married to the kindest man I've ever met. Owen teaches music to 3rd graders, and in 15 years, he has never once made me feel like less. For 6 years, I've poured everything into my custom furniture business, built from nothing, board by board, in a rented workshop that used to be a tire garage. Now I clear 90 grand a year building the kind of work that ends up in magazines and houses with security gates. I am very good at what I do, but my family never saw it that way. Nothing I did was ever enough because I'd committed the one unforgivable sin. I'd chosen a trade. My sister Claire was the golden child, a corporate lawyer with her name inching toward the letterhead. My brother Grant married a hedge fund manager and never let a holiday pass without reminding the table. My mother was a senior banking executive who measured a person by their business card. They'd wanted a lawyer, a banker, a doctor. Instead, they got a daughter with sawdust under her nails and a husband who taught kids to play the recorder. You want the truth about that Thanksgiving scene they still throw in my face? 2 years ago, I gave my mother a walnut console table. 90 hours of my life went into it. When she unwrapped it, she looked at it the way you look at a casserole you didn't ask for, and said in front of everyone, "Oh, well, that's very sweet. I suppose I can find somewhere to put it." Then she asked whether Claire had gotten the earrings she wanted. When I said quietly that it would have been nice to hear a real thank you, the family decided I had caused a scene. Remember that table? It matters later. The morning it all cracked open, I was loading tools into my truck when my phone buzzed. A notification from the family group chat, renamed Mom's Retirement Gala. I opened it expecting a debate about caterers. Instead, I got hit with a wrecking ball. "Do not come to my retirement celebration," my mother wrote. "The whole family agrees you'd only embarrass us. You have always been a disappointment." Just like that. No lead up, no softening. I read it 3 times to make sure my eyes were working. For years, they'd introduced me at parties as our daughter. She does woodworking, in the same tone you'd use to say she has a condition we're managing. But this wasn't a whisper behind a hand. This was a public execution in a group chat. I scrolled up, hunting for some fight I'd missed. Nothing. Just cheerful messages about valet parking and a cake topper and a poll about tablecloth colors. And then this. My fingers moved before my brain caught up. I typed back, "You chose your country club friends over your own daughter." Then I did something that made my chest ache. I canceled the gift I'd been building for her in secret for 3 months. A walnut secretary desk, hand-cut dovetails, hidden compartments, worth $6,000 if a client had ordered it. I'd imagined her opening it at the party, finally understanding what these hands could do. I had been so stupid. The replies rolled in within seconds. My cousin Blake answered first with a row of laughing emojis. Then Claire, my lawyer sister, "You really think you belong there after the scene you caused at Thanksgiving?" And my brother Grant, the same Grant I'd co-signed a car loan for and lent $2,000 during his separation, just tapped a heart on Mom's message and said nothing. Never the one holding the knife, always the one nodding at the person who is. Then came the picture. My Uncle Ray, whose deck I had rebuilt for free the summer before, posted a photoshopped image of my face on a cartoon lumberjack, captioned "The family charity case." My aunt reacted with a heart. I stood in that empty parking lot and laughed out loud, alone, because it confirmed every single thing I had ever suspected about where I stood. What none of them knew was that I'd been keeping receipts, not paper ones, the kind that stack up quietly over 3 decades. Every free repair, every deck I rebuilt for nothing while they watched from lawn chairs. Every time my mother looked at my calloused hands like something to apologize for. They expected me to cry, to grovel, to show up to that gala with my head down and a check for the caterer, the way I always had. But click here to watch part 2 of the story part 2.